Pat, thank you for joining us today. I want to just ask you a few questions about your experience at Judge Family Chiropractic. First of all, how long have you been a patient here at the office?
I think I started about Halloween of 2014.
Okay. And what brought you into the office?
A friend invited me, actually.
Okay.
Someone who's a patient here or comes here invited me to one of the community dinners.
Okay. And when you decided to come to the office, what were your major concerns?
I was diagnosed with lupus in 2010, and I'd been on quite a few different medications, and I had come to the conclusion that going with regular medication or regular doctor care, I was never ever going to get off medication. The plan was never going to be to take me off medication.
Okay.
And I wanted to see if there was a way I lived in a lot of pain. I was using canes for a lot. I didn't walk independently, didn't have a lot of strength. I was really concerned that I wouldn't be able to live independently for much longer.
Oh.
So I figured, I had tried almost everything else. Why not try chiropractic? I really didn't believe in chiropractic. I kind of thought, this is kind of crazy. Maybe, honestly, I didn't want to say that I thought they were crackpots, but I really didn't have a lot of faith in chiropractic. And I thought, well, I've tried everything else. Let's give this a fair shot.
Okay.
And I didn't see improvement immediately, but I did start to see small improvements at the beginning. For example, I could go more than a day or two without the cane. As of this point, I don't think I've used a cane in over 6 months. I felt myself getting stronger. Every day I usually ache, I usually hurt kind of thing. And I'm not going to tell you I don't have those days now, but they're fewer and far between. They tend to coincide like with rainy days, and that might just be arthritis and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a lot more good days than I did bad days. So I've seen improvement, so I'm going to keep doing it. I don't know that my expectation is that I'll be cured of lupus, but I know I have to fight for every gain I make, and I'm going to keep it as long as I can.
Awesome. Now, if you could just explain to me, what exactly is lupus?
Lupus is an autoimmune disease. In a normal person, the immune system attacks viruses, bacteria to protect your body. In lupus, basically your immune system turns on the body, so it starts to attack your body as if it were a virus, bacteria, or something. And nobody really knows why. And because lupus is a very individual kind of thing, how one person has lupus might not be the way somebody else has lupus. Mine tended to manifest itself almost like rheumatoid arthritis in the beginning. So my joints would swell up. In the beginning, I couldn't even make a fist. I couldn't dress myself. I had no motion in my hands kind of thing. And I was just in a lot of pain. So it really, my daily living was just very compromised. There was lots of things I couldn't do for myself. So the pain was kind of just bonus.
Okay, now how about your ability to resist colds and that? How has that been changed?
Well, one of the medications I take or used to take for my lupus is methotrexate, which is a chemotherapy drug. And I take Plaquenil, which is an immunosuppressant. So the whole point is that eventually lupus attacks the organs and shuts them down. So all these things that suppress my immune system meant I caught everything. I was really bad. I normally caught pneumonia and bronchitis at least once a year. The last time I caught pneumonia, I was down for about 3.5 months. I just couldn't finally kick it. I recently got off the methotrexate. I talked to my rheumatologist and I said, look, I've been out of it since November. I haven't refilled it. I want to try not having methotrexate, and he agreed. So I think if all the drugs that I take, methotrexate was obviously probably one of the worst ones because it is a chemotherapy drug. So I still take other medication like the Plaquenil for it. It's an anti-malarial. And I still take blood pressure medicine because in the beginning the lupus was so aggressive. They gave me a lot of steroids. And my doctor said that steroids usually force your blood pressure up and sometimes break it, so they can't get it to go down on a normal basis. So I'm hoping that by continuing chiropractic care, I've read that that helps blood pressure, and hopefully losing a little bit more weight. I'm down about 35 pounds.
Oh, amazing. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I'm hoping that if I keep that rolling, maybe I'll be able to get off some of those blood pressure medicines too.
Okay, very good. What would you recommend to someone first coming to our office? What would be your recommendation to them?
Keep an open mind. It's one thing when you go to the doctor's office and they tell you need to eat better and exercise, and you're like, yeah. But small changes add up. And when you first come to the office, you're kind of bombarded and maybe overwhelmed with all the things that they're telling you. So what you do is you start where you are and you make one small change. And maybe that small change to begin with is just coming to your visits 2 times or 3 times a week and doing your at-home exercises. If you can incorporate that into a daily routine, that's a great start. Then take the next step. And it takes, I think I've read it takes like 6 weeks to form a habit. So focus on one thing at a time. I haven't started marathons. I haven't done anything like that. And by making small changes over time, it's added up. I'm really proud of the fact that before, if I walked a quarter of a mile, I'd be exhausted and be in so much pain I'd probably be in bed the rest of the weekend. About a week ago, I finally walked 1.5 miles for the first time.
Good for you.
Since before being diagnosed, and I did not end up spending the weekend in bed. I was not in pain. I was okay. I was a little sore, but you know, the fact that I could do it was huge. So really proud of myself. I know I'm fighting for any gain I can have, and I'm going to hang on to it as long as I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pat.
Not a problem.